Hello and welcome to the GrapeSEED Official Podcast. Here we are with our third episode in the Take a Step series. In it, we will take a very close look at the progression of learning our students will go through with a particular material in a unit. We will look at the quick checks in the teacher manual to get the big picture look at our goals, and then dive into the lesson plans and see how what we are doing in each day contributes to achieving those big picture goals. We will primarily focus in on the highlighted material for the episode, but if there are other questions or activities found in the lesson plans for other materials that contribute to the quick check goals of our focus material, we will mention those as well. The goal of this series is to help show our teachers how carefully GrapeSEED has been designed through how interconnected everything in the curriculum is. Going on these journeys with us will also help frame your own thinking when you approach your prep and planning time, guiding you to being a more effective teacher. It can be helpful to listen to podcasts in this series with your teacher manual and lesson plans for the appropriate unit handy so you can follow along more easily. Let's get started. This episode, we'll focus on Unit 3's We Say Please. Speaking from personal experience, this is one of the trickier materials to be successful with in the unit. Why is that? Let's look at the quick checks to see what our overall goals are for this song. In early exposures, we're looking to see if students are beginning to use the word please. We can model a sentence like, if you want to sing a song together, please say, please sing with us. We can then ask the students to repeat, please sing with us, then, or at a later time. By the middle exposures, we want to see if students understand that you should say thank you for, blah, 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 when someone helps you. We can ask a question like, what do you say if I help you clean up? And we can expect the response, thank you for helping us clean up. By the end exposures, we want to see if students understand and are able to use both phrases. Like before, we can offer some hypothetical situations or act out real ones, and they can use the appropriate language. So why is this tricky? In Unit 2, students learned about nice things to say in the song with the same name. We have probably been using pleases and thank yous in the classroom from early on in Unit 1 to model and encourage good classroom management. Up until now, however, we haven't expected students to formulate more complex sentences using this language on their own. Throughout Unit 1, they will get a sense of how the words are used, and in Unit 2, they will learn specifically what they mean if they haven't pieced it together. They may even use them in isolation with the teacher or their classmates. But here in Unit 3, we are guiding them to take another step and combine language they know to make more complex sentences with the functions of asking permission or expressing gratitude. That's a lot to achieve in a short amount of time. On top of this, the song's complexity can lead to students just making sounds while singing as opposed to really saying the correct lyrics. They typically get the "we say please" and "we thank you" lines, but everything else can end up as a jumbled mess. And of course, if they aren't making that connection to the lyrics in the song being words they already know, they will have a hard time understanding the meaning behind what they are singing. No matter where you are in the unit, you will want to pay special attention to how this song is delivered. In early exposures, you will want to be very clear when you sing for the class, even slowing down on parts you think students may be struggling with. As you start singing together with the students, and even start turning the singing over to them later in the unit, you'll want to be listening carefully to them as they sing and try to catch the places where they aren't singing the words correctly. That being said, let's zoom in to the day-by-day lesson plans. With this particular set of learning objectives and quick checks, we won't see as much overlap as we did when we talked about family and friends in Unit 1. Some other materials here in Unit 3 incorporate please and thank you, but don't give the full complexity we are shooting for in We Say Please. Lesson 1 is a prime example of this. Here we teach Hello, how are you, Time for a Story, Marvin Goes to School, and Johnny Bear Helps His Mother. The first 3 of these provide review and passive exposure to please and thank you. The Johnny Bear story, though, gives us the line, thank you for helping me. This is great early exposure to targeting our middle and end exposure quick checks for We Say Please. Here specifically in Lesson 1, after we sing Hello, how are you, we practice asking students how they are and answering with I'm fine, thank you. These materials are taught in Lesson 2 and 3 as well. After telling Marvin goes to school in Lesson 3, we ask, what does the teacher say? From the story, please come in is the ideal answer, and we can model that for our students. This helps us with the early and end exposure quick checks for We Say Please, and we haven't even taught it yet. We introduced the song in Lesson 6. Here we say, please help me count the boys and girls. And then after they count, we say, thank you for helping me count the boys and girls.
Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. I'm sad to say goodbye. It was a good day, but now I will say goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.